We are back with another Road to 2200 series video, and we're going to be playing one or two games and seeing how it goes. So, we're playing with the black pieces in our first game against a 1972 rated player, and they decide to play the move e4. I'm going to play this move knight f6, and we're starting off with an Alekhines defense. So, our opponent decides to play d4, and actually, this actually gives us a free pawn on e4, so this is quite nice to start off with so far. So, we do have a free e pawn, and now we're also going to push d5, supported by our queen, attacking the bishop and also solidifying our knight in the center of the board. So far so good, and now we need to think about how we want to continue. So we could play moves such as bishop f5, maybe getting out our bishop before playing e6, or maybe we could try and go for d6 and then get c5 as well, but I think playing bishop f5 first would help, because then we don't block in our bishop after playing this move e6 as well. So I think that is what I'm going to try and do. And now we can also play this move e6, we could play c5, maybe even bring our knight to d7 if we want. And yeah, c5 does certainly look like a pretty cool move now. And capturing this could also be quite nice, although I am thinking about playing c5 first, because if they capture, we capture back. And then they need to move their knight somewhere, so if they go, I don't know, they could go like, if they drop back here, then it's a... Then we can just take with our queen on d4. But if we play c5, then they take first, and then I capture their knight, they capture back, and then we take here, then their pawn structure is not very good. So I am going to play c5 first, because we're either, I think, well, I mean, unless they like castle or something, but point is we will hopefully be ruining their pawn structure if they're not careful, or we will simply be winning a pawn, I think. So far, so good. And if they were to just castle or something, then we also need to think about what we want to do with that as well. But so far, we just need to see what we want to do. And yeah, c5 does certainly look like a nice move, considering that we're also already one pawn up, which is really, really nice. And yeah, our current rating is 1977. Hopefully we can get up to about 1985, maybe even 1990 today as well. Okay, so this is what we calculated. So if we capture here, their knight is obviously forced to go somewhere. They could go... I mean, they could go... Well, I mean, I'm going to take, first of all, because I know that I want to take, of course. And then depending on where their knight goes, we can either capture with a pawn, or we can also capture with our queen. Which, by the way, also wins us our second pawn, which is going to be really, really helpful, especially to later on when it might come to an endgame. And now I need to think about whether I want to capture with my queen or with my pawn. So is this knight actually attacking anything for the moment? I don't think so. If I take with the pawn, what are the benefits? If I take with the queen, then we're already attacking the knight. Likelihood is they might even trade queens, then we get into this position, or I could just take with my pawn anyway. But I don't want this to be too weak either. But if I take with my pawn, then I'm also opening up my bishop slightly as well, which could really help. So if I was to take, they were to castle, to maybe get out of this check in the future, then instead, after they castle, we could play maybe... Trying to think, could play queen c7 followed up by bishop d6. Actually, maybe not queen c7 because then it already blunders this pawn. So this castles, I kind of maybe queen d6 could be an option. Maybe knight c6. Maybe not that actually because there's this knight here. But if I take with our queen, could also be an option as well. I think if they want to trade queens, that's actually perfectly fine by us, seeing as we are up in material by already 2 pawns, which is really, really nice. So that seems fine. If they want to trade queens, that's perfect with us, and that's precisely what they do. So now they're giving us a check. That's not really too much to worry about, because obviously if they go here, they do get this fork, so we could simply just move our king either to d8 or to e7. I think, oh wait, no, d8 blunders this. So d7 is, oh sorry, e7 is probably the better move. And from here, we can always play moves such as knight c6. We are technically losing a pawn if we do that. It's probably not the best idea. But now a6 followed up by b5 actually traps the bishop, which does look really cool. That's the first thing that jumps out to mind here. But then again, maybe there are other options. Maybe we go for a6. And then I think I have a little bit of a trick here, because even if they try and, like, play b4, for example, to get out of this... a6, b4, we have f6, I think. And then knight has nowhere else to go apart from here. And then we have this fork. And I think that works. So I'm going to go for a6. They might see this. And if they try and stop it with a move such as b4, then we have f6, which is really, really nice. And the knight can't come here, can't come here, can't come here. Oh, okay. Well, they immediately blundered this, I think. So I don't even need to worry about... Oh, well. If I go b5, then they have g4. I drop back, then they're also trapping my bishop. So I mean, I could just play h5 as well. But then again, I don't want to bump into these. Actually, that's fine, because then I just have f6, in fairness. So h5 could be an option. And then it's basically the same thing with them earlier. Are they going to play b4, or are they just going to let their bishop be trapped? If so, what are they going to do? I mean, if they do nothing, let's say they just castle, again, f6 does look really, really nice. Their knight can't go anywhere else, I think, apart from here, if I'm not making any mistakes. And then we have b5, which does this, even after this move b4. So yeah, pretty good so far. And by the way, if you are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one, educational, and also Rabbit to 2200 content as well on the channel. So yeah, and sometimes some challenge-based stuff as well. And yeah, let's just see what our opponent decides to do here. And okay, so they did play this move b4, which we were kind of anticipating. And now we can just follow up with this move f6, which is what we calculated earlier. We actually saw this earlier. And this is really, really beautiful. And yeah, we will be getting a nice fork here. A really, really nice find, actually. Really, really happy with that. And it's a beautiful fork. I don't think I'm blundering anything. I do need to obviously check. I mean, here, they could try and come here, actually. In fairness, attacking our rook. If they do that, then I play rook here, and then they are actually kind of saving their bishop as well. But what can I do after that? I can go rook b7, and then their knight has to go somewhere. For example, here, and then I just pick up the pawn anyway. That could be an option. In the meantime, I will play this move b5. If they want to jump here, that's perfectly fine. And we will play this move, I think. It's not blundering anything, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, we'll simply play this move, rook a7. If they drop back, we'll play rook b7. Oh, wait, no, there is no pawn to pick up because we played the move b5. Oh, dear. We've just blundered. We've blundered into a fork, that. That is annoying. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to fix this? So, probably best to jump. Well, we can jump either way. I'm going to jump this way, though. Reason being, he takes, I'm now going to take here. Once I take, this is also under threat. You could play a3. And, maybe, but this knight could become vulnerable. But how? How can I make that knight difficult to escape with? Because I'm trying to think about maybe playing e5 to cover this square, but then again... Oh, wait, if I play this, what happens? I think this traps the knight. Can't go here because that's cut off by your pawn, and also we're defending that. So bishop c5. Can't go here, can't go here. Because of... Oh, wait, you can go there, because there's this. Wait, bishop c5, knight c6. I could just pick up this pawn, though. And that's fine. So I will play this. This does look like the best move. And if you just go here, if you just go to c6, I could just take, and then play this. Or instead, we could just capture this pawn as well. But, let's see. Because in theory... they kind of have to take our knight because there's no real other way of getting out unless they want to go around here and then but then you still can't get out anyway. So they do take our knight, and now we're up a pawn. So it is certainly a very, very interesting game. Ideas like e3 come to mind perhaps, but maybe bishop b4 in the future, getting some pressure. We do have, I think our position does look pretty interesting. I mean, we've got quite strong central presence, that is for sure. Lots of central presence actually. So what can we do with this? Right, if I was to play this, they capture, we capture. We have pressure here. If we push, they take, we take. Maybe I don't want to do that though too early. So instead, maybe we could go. Got to think about how to break through. This is the thing here. We need to think about how we can break through. So how can we do this? How can we do this? Maybe rook c8, but then they play rook b1. How can I defend this pawn? If we push here, they take. If I take with my rook, bishop here, that's not lovely. I'm really inclined to play this move e3. I'm going to go for it, because I think we are down on time by nearly half the time. But then again, we're also up a pawn. We're not blundering anything, that's for sure. And, Yeah, I mean, maybe in the future we could even try and go for something like this, perhaps. Even though they do always have this, but not anymore because now they've moved that pawn, and so we can either capture here or we can capture here. Probably best to capture here first, in fairness, which is what I will do. And then I might capture here if need be. If they try and move their king to defend the pawn, which they don't do, by the way. Now I can maybe just come here. If they play... Well, now they can't play rook b1. That's the thing, because now this has opened up my bishop. So now I'm free to kind of play this move rook d8. And now this could be really, really dangerous, because this is just mate. Not that. I mean, rook d1 is just mate. Which looks really, really nice. It is really, really nice. And so, yeah. It will be just mate, technically, if we can get bishop g4 and rook d1. But then, of course, we do need to think about, let's say they play this. But then I just give a check. And you're forced here, and then this is mate. So, it is interesting. This pawn is doing a really, really lovely job. I must say, it is doing a really, really lovely job. And if I just play this move, bishop g4, I mean, how are you going to save yourself? How? Can you? I mean, your king can't come here, can't come here, can't come here. If you go across there, this is mate. Your only savior is, well, not even this, because, well, then I'll just take, and then I'll play mate. Because if you take them, this isn't immediate. Oh, now there's this. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this discovered check. It's absolutely marvelous. And if you... Now we can make a queen. Now we have a queen on the board all of a sudden. From what looked like never a queening position. Now do we have this? You go here. And then... Wow, this is incredible. If we just take... I mean, we are just totally winning. I'm going to try not to stalemate, but of course they have pieces on the board, so it won't be a stalemate. And this is really, really cool. And that is a win, a beautiful win right there. And we do win the game. That is 11 rating points on the board. And I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and check out the Discord and Twitch down below in the description, of course. And let's see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy that beautiful 28 move match against a nearly 2000 rated player. So now our rating is 1988 and onwards we go. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.